It's midweek training for the 12 to 17-year-old girls of Actonians LFC in West London. They've got the passion. Here they're developing their talent. But football clubs like this are under pressure as running costs soar.
If it carries on, the fear is that we have to decrease our training hours and the space that we can afford to rent, which in turn will affect the level of the coaching and the development of the players.
The club's not alone. 9 out of 10 community sport groups said they were concerned about the impact of increased costs in a recent survey. But after the Lionesses' victory at the Euros last summer, this should be the ideal time to harness enthusiasm for the game amongst girls. There's huge momentum in women's football at the moment, with the FA Cup final between Manchester United and Chelsea here at Wembley a sellout. That's 90,000 tickets sold, which is close to double the previous attendance record. But there's a real danger that young talents with the potential to rise through the ranks could be lost to the game if grassroots clubs go under because they simply can't afford to pay the bills. And clubs are reluctant to pass on the extra cost of energy, facilities and insurance to parents. Farrah Williams and Katie Chapman are former professional footballers and go into schools to encourage girls to play.
I think football is now turning into what I would say is probably a more middle-class sport, which certainly wasn't when I was growing up. And I think that's the difficulty. I think people are struggling to pay and fund the sport. So I think there certainly needs to be some funding into that to allow access for all. If we want our game to really grow and develop the way it should.
There's clearly a great deal at stake for these players.
Money is just really important because this club means a lot to a lot of people.
Places like this are definitely important, especially in communities where there's people from everywhere and it just brings everyone together.
I'd be quite devastated because this is mainly what I do. This is like my main, the thing that I do that I enjoy the most.
The government recently promised equal access to football in schools for boys and girls, backed by a multi-million-pound investment. But for community-based clubs, times are tough. Emma Birchley, Sky News.